Right now, the player base of the oldest Anarchy server in Minecraft is freaking out. They are flipping their lids, and with good reason. There is a major change coming to the server in the next few days announced by the admin, Hause, that's going to completely turn the server on its head. Players are panicking and trying to log in right now. It is 7 a.m. in Florida at the time that I am recording this, and I am in position 82 in priority queue. People want to get on to make preparations for this update. So, what's the big deal? Why are people freaking out? Well, let's take a look at the actual patch notes and you will see exactly why. So right here, this is the update post that Hause put on the 2b2t subreddit, and it gives you an idea of what changes are coming to the server. Now, at first glance, it seems like a lot of cool stuff is finally coming to the server. I mean, Elytra's being enabled again pretty soon, a secondary server for you to play on while you're waiting in queue, like increasing server slots so more people can play on the server. I mean, it seems cool at first, but then when you read carefully, you see why everyone is so alarmed right now, why people are freaking out trying to log in. Right here, updated anti-cheat to patch entity speed. Hause is nerfing entity speed so that we can no longer travel at lightning speeds on the server anymore. This is huge. This could be potentially catastrophic for a variety of reasons. Now, while yes, getting rid of entity speed is going to make it so there's less lag on the server at all times, entity speed is how we've gotten around the server for years now. I mean, it's made travel so convenient. It's made it way easier and safer to travel on the highways in the overworld, and now, with entity speed gone, it's going to take forever to get way out away from spawn. I mean, to go from one base to another, it's going to take a while. And not only that, we use entity speed in our live streams constantly. It's one of the reasons why we don't get stream sniped, is because we can get away from danger if there is any. But now that entity speed is getting patched, we're going to have to go with the vanilla horse speed, and that's going to be rough. And I mean, think about people trying to get to the world border now. Previously, you had pigs available to you. You could turn a 500-hour walk into like a 10 to 20-hour pig trip. Now, you're going to have to walk. People are going to have to hoof it to the world border. 500 hours, dude. Yikes. But anyway, there's a few other updates I want to talk about in these patch notes that apply to 2b2t. Like, for example, the invisible god mode exploit finally going away. That's a good thing, you know, because that was kind of a pain if you hung out near spawn. It was possible to go like completely invisible, be invincible, and also using a 32k, you could pretty much kill anyone instantly. And then a duplication exploit has been patched. There has been an active dupe on the server for a while. I haven't been able to talk about it, obviously, because, you know, dupes are, on 2b2t, dupes, if you know about them, you generally don't tell other people because then it's easier for them to get patched. But I guess word got out finally, and this dupe is going away. Oh well. At least donkeys didn't have to die too badly for this one. But now, it said this will have a thread created once it's running on the server for feedback, expected within a week. So, the reason people are freaking out right now and trying to log in mass is because we only have about a week left of entity speed. So there are a lot of people online right now trying to get out to their stashes, transport items. And as I mentioned previously, a lot of merchants on 2b2t, because as weird as this sounds, there's a whole section of the server that makes real life money off of selling items to players. They are panicking right now because this is how they get their items to people. They use entity speed. So this is really going to have some interesting effects on the server. Now right here, updated item filtering to remove unbreakable items, overstacked items, over enchanted items, or other various items that aren't supposed to exist. So this is basically about illegals. Unbreakable items, a lot of you may remember when we fought with Fuse, my second armor set was unbreakable. It was sort of my trump card. Well, all those Unbreakable items are going away now. So, no more Unbreakable Flint and Steel, no more Unbreakable weapons or armor, overstacked items, which means I need to take all my stacked cakes and keep them in a shulker and never take them out anymore, I guess. Over enchanted items, so like 32Ks. Housemaster's finally trying to eliminate the way which we were able to bypass the illegal item plugin. Because previously, you could handle illegal items using a hopper, but it sounds like Housemaster is savvy to this finally and wants to get rid of it. But that's expected near the end of the month. And it looks like he's putting up a clone server just for testing before it's put on the real server. This is an interesting update. Queue rework and update to fix many of the issues often posted about. So like if the queue server shuts down unexpectedly, players will be disconnected and you won't just get stuck in queue non-stop. It'll be interesting to see like how Housemaster continues to update queue so that it's less buggy, because I mean a lot of people have been complaining about it. I mean, if you have priority queue, it's not a big deal, but if you have to wait in the normal queue, I could see why this would be a good update for you. This I'm actually happy to see. Some sort of solution for the chat bots getting out of control. There's a lot of automated spam clogging up the chat, and many players have asked for this to be somehow reduced or removed entirely, and that they want the chat to be usable. Expected to arrive in about a week or two. This will only target messages sent to chat, not some sort of system that detects and kicks bots from the game. So, I mean, other than the fact that 2v2t's public chat is pretty vile, it's a lot of spam too. A lot of bots just constantly advertising stupid discords and stuff like that. So it'll be nice to see a lot of these chat bots getting reduced and potentially eliminated. That's going to be really nice to see. Elytras, as you can see here, they're going to be tested again pretty soon. I know, as soon as I make a video about Elytras being banned, then Housemaster's like, well, maybe we can bring them back. But here's the thing. He says they will most likely be disabled again. So, like, even House knows that if you enable Elytra, it's only a matter of time before players just find a way around and exploit the heck out of them. So, at least he's open about it. So then, secondary server. This is an idea he teased previously where if you were waiting in queue for 2v2t, there would be a secondary server that you could play on while waiting in queue. And I think that's a really interesting idea. And it's especially useful, like I said, if you don't pay for priority queue, if you're in just the normal queue, this might be a really good thing for you. I'm not sure how it's going to work. And he's talked about this idea for a while, but it'll be interesting to see if he actually follows through with it. Now, increasing server slots between 225 and 250. Now, this might be the one good thing from entity speed getting patched, is that we could probably have more players online at any given time, which of course would mean that the queue times would go down at the end of the day. But it says here, more slots than that will require a lot of work that can't be prioritized right now and will be pushed back until everything listed above is finished. A decent and stable TPS is also prioritized above just cramming in as many players as possible. Yeah, that makes sense, because you want a server that's playable. Just because you have a lot of players online at once doesn't mean it's going to be an enjoyable experience. And then right down here, this puts a smile on my face. Similar to the clone test server for the item filtering, there will be a clone server for testing 1.13 again. Currently planned for sometime around the end of August. So it sounds like House is actively still trying to put 2b2t on 1.13. And I got to give him props for that, you know. He could just keep it on 1.12 indefinitely, but he's actively trying to update to the modern version. So good on him. But man, let me tell you, I want to go once again back to patching entity speed. That's huge. It's going to change travel as we know it. The highways just became way more dangerous because not only is entity speed patched now and we can't fast travel, but now that unbreakable items are going away, that means that now we have to start bringing multiple armor sets with us, and that takes up inventory space, and that's a huge pain. Overstacked items, that means no more stacked armor. And over enchanted items, 32Ks. Like I said, you know, I knew this was going to happen eventually. Especially after we mass distributed all the 32K weapons. I knew it was going to happen eventually. But, man, oh man, if you're a 2v2t player, I just want to say, getting on the server the next few days, it's going to be rough for you. Because, I mean, I'm still waiting in queue. I mean, it just, right now, I'm still position 60 right now. And I've been recording this video the whole time, okay? It's going to be a real pain trying to get on to 2v2t the next couple of days. So if you do have some items that need to get moved, you probably should try to get online pretty soon and use entity speed while you still can. Also, if you were planning on traveling to the world border, you've got about a week. So try and find a pig, hop on one of the major highways, and good luck. Because if you can't get to the world border before this update hits, you're going to be walking for 500 hours. So that's pretty much this entire update. Hause is planning these really big changes. And this was not the 2v2t video I was planning on putting out today, but I had to talk about this update because I just wanted to let people know, if you're a normal 2v2t player and you hadn't heard about this, you've got about a week before it gets patched. So you better get on, and if you need to move items around or travel to a distant location, now's the time to do so. So, once again, if you want to stay updated on what's happening on 2v2t, make sure to subscribe. And also, make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And if you want to see me play on SMP Live with the other Minecraft YouTubers and streamers, follow me on Twitch as well, Real FitMC. But anyway, the normal 2v2t video that I was planning on putting out is going to be out on Thursday. So, thank you so much to everyone for being patient. And like I said, I wasn't expecting to make this video today, but I wanted to make sure that you guys were in the know. So, take it easy, everyone. And you better hop on those donkeys right now, because things are about to get interesting. Stay alive out there, Fit Fam.